Well, my guests today are Dustin Anderson and Farah Nazarali, and they have just cycled into Brandon from Edmonton to share their passion for fitness and for health, and of course for cycling as well. They have a very, very busy schedule here in the city this week. Hopefully you'll be able to see them because they're everywhere. They're going to be everywhere, and they're here right now on the noon show. So very, very nice to have you on the show.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you for coming in. This worked out just beautifully. You just got in yesterday, is that right, Farah?
Actually, we got in on Saturday when the winds were blowing very strong.
Oh, how nice. You had the 72-kilometer-an-hour winds to contend with.
72 kilometers. That felt like that.
Well, yeah. I might be exaggerating, but that's what it felt like. It's very, very nice to meet you.
Thanks.
I want to talk about sort of you individually, the work that you both do, and then sort of the common denominator, which is, of course, cycling. So, Farah, I'm going to start with you. And we're going to put websites up if you want more information as well. You're a yoga instructor, culinary artist, workshop, and laughter leader. I want to know more about that. How did you become, sort of, take that direction in your life?
Well, you know, there are lots of different directions that were pulling me. Yoga and health and wellness. I co-authored a recipe book, and I trained as a laughter leader, and I combined all of those under the business that I operate, the Smiling Yogi, and it's all under the rubric of bringing health and wellness to more people.
I think it's an interesting direction that you took, because just looking at your bio too, Bachelor of Political Science from McGill, Masters in Latin American Studies, and now you're on the road not only cycling but again talking about health and wellness and doing, you know, the very good work that way. That doesn't seem to be sort of the path that you started out on. What was the deciding factor for you?
I had a key pivotal moment when I realized I used to believe that change happens by changing political structures and legislation, international agreements. And I had a pivotal moment, an experience where I started to realize that change actually begins from within. And it's when change happens within people at the grassroots level that it will start to reflect on external structures and at the political level.
One of the things you're going to be doing in Brandon this week is teaching a laughter yoga workshop at the Women's Resource Center. I think we might have some video. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, but this is off of Farah's website as well. Tell me about that.
Laughter yoga is all about cultivating an inner spirit of joy and getting people to laugh spontaneously and naturally, which we don't really do as adults. So it's a technique that was developed in India in 1991, and I love to share laughter yoga with people wherever I go.
Wonderful. So we're going to tell you more about that and how you can take part in that workshop as well with Farah. Right now I'm going to go over to Dustin, and I want to talk to you, Dustin, a bit about your work, because again we're going to show some information there. There we go. We have it. Farah's website off. Purple Pirate, and that's how we're... Tell me about the work that you do, because you're an award-winning children's action performer, which I'm very interested in. The mission behind that is what?
I believe that my training is as a dancer, trained in ballet and contemporary in Edmonton, and I believe that action will speak louder than my words to children. And as an action performer, a title that we created, Farah and I bring action as well as the message itself of that active living is fun, and do that using dance.
And have we lost that, do you think? Because I know one of the things that you say is you want to try to put your message also as you're crossing, you know, Canada and working in some of the schools. You're just in River Heights. You're at River Heights School today, putting the fun back into physical education. Have we lost that? Have the kids lost that?
I think, yeah, possibly a little bit has been lost, but primarily it's not far. It's not lost far, and I think it's very easy to instill that fun again with children.
What does it take to bring the fun out? And again, I think we've got some video we're going to show as well. What does it take to bring the fun out for kids?
I think for adults to play too.
Yeah.
I think ultimately that's how I bring out the best in the children, because I play too. I love to play, and when I'm bringing my playful self, they're right there with me.
One thing that I know, and this is off of, again, if we're going to show the website too if you want to know more about Dustin. He's also called Canada's only pedal-powered entertainer. We're going to tell you about the cycling in a second. But you said you have a dance background.
Yes.
As well. I'm supposed to ask about the dance and basketball. How you're incorporating dance and basketball at the school today.
Basketball is fun, but it can bring a very competitive edge. skip the competitive, lose the hoops, and dance with the ball. And that's essentially what we're doing. I have 2 more classes this afternoon, and we have lots of fun. We don't worry about perfection. We worry about we focus on exploration.
Wonderful. I want to talk then now. So we've got sort of separate careers, really. We have a husband and wife team now that the common denominator is the cycling. So one of you can just sort of take that and tell me where that component came from.
You know, we're a car-free couple, and we commute everywhere around Vancouver by bicycle, and we love to cycle tour, and we love this country that we live in, and we're lucky that we can take our careers on the road and share the work that we do in Vancouver with people across the country.
And that work is shared how? Or how do you share that message, Dustin?
Well, with my show, The Fundamentals of Fitness, as well as the lessons, or you're talking about being car-free?
I mean, I guess all of it. And how do you take that message and then take it across the country? Because I know you're in our city as well to talk about that component. Is it in the form of workshops, or is that normally how you do it?
Both, and also by cycling. People, I mean, we ride very unique bicycles because they're very comfortable, and people see us on the road. They'll see your show today. Yeah. They'll see us on the road, and that message in and of itself is enough in some ways.
You know, we got a shot of this bike, and it is very unique. Farah, tell me about these bikes.
They're called recumbent bikes. The best person to actually talk about it is Dustin.
Yeah.
It's this bike in particular is called a high racer recumbent, meaning it has 2 big wheels, and it is the epitome of comfort. We use them for riding across the country. The first year we rode from Vancouver to Ottawa on a tandem, a 2-person version of this style of bicycle, and you just don't get sore like you would on a normal bicycle, even with Manitoba frost heaves.
Even with the frost heaves and the wind factor as well. We have, before we say goodbye, I have a long list of where Dustin and Farah are going to be this week, and hopefully we can get those up for you right now. So today, in conjunction with him being at River Heights as well, Dustin and Farah are both going to be at the Marquis Project tonight from 7 till 9. Admission is just by donation. They're going to be presenting to the public their information about their annual cycling tours and how they promote these healthy lifestyles throughout Canada. So it's tonight from 7 till 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, Farah is going to be at the Women's Resource Centre from 2 to 3. It's at 800 Rosser Avenue within the town centre, and she has a laughter yoga workshop going on there as well. Tomorrow night, she's going to be at Sacred Tree Yoga Studio, Dustin is going to be there. I want to know more about this. I wish we had more time. Teaching a workshop on stretching for the average guy. So tell me just quickly about that, Dustin.
The DRT method, functional flexibility for the average Joe, is a blend of yoga, dance, and martial arts techniques to help men develop more muscular efficiency.
Wonderful. And the last one on there was Farah's going to be, again, at Sacred Tree Yoga Studio teaching a chocolate bliss workshop, and that is Thursday night from 7 till 9 o'clock. Very busy week. We're going to try to catch up with you at River Heights School this afternoon, and I want to thank you for coming on the show. Welcome to Brandon.
Thanks for having us.
There's a lot of info. Don't go away. Sports is up next.